Good morning, my dear students. We have seen about the functions of election commission. Number 1, preparing the voter list. Number 2, decide the timetable and the program of elections. And number 3, scrutiny of the applications of candidates. When the members wants to fill up the forms or fill up the applications as a candidate, then after filing up the applications, so there is a process, scrutiny means the verification, means all documents are true or false, all documents are verified by the election commission, and that is the third function of the election commission. So after the election dates are declared, every political party selects the candidates to contest the elections. Some candidates contest the elections independently without the support of any political party. So all political parties fill up their forms, their candidates, and some candidates contest the elections independently, and that is without support of any political parties. So candidates of political parties as well as independent candidates have to fill up the applications which include the information about their own self, and the election commission scrutinizes all the applications and allows the eligible candidates to contest the election. So whatever the party, the party gives the label to the candidates, and candidates has to fill up the form independently. And some candidates are there, those who want to fill up their forms independently without any support of any political party, and they also fill up the forms. So after filling the forms, the election commission verify the documents, all the applications, and allows the eligible candidates to contest the elections. Means those candidates are found eligible, means all documents are verified and all documents are correct, and then the election commission gives the permission to contest the election. Number 4, give the recognition to political parties. So we have a multi-party system in our country. New parties continue to be formed. Split in the parties results in the formation of new parties. All political parties are required to be recognized by the election commission. So whatever the party, means some party emerge to contest the election, and if they don't have any symbol, if they don't have any recognition, then they have to take the recognition by the election commission. Suppose some political parties are there, they have the symbol. Suppose BJP is there. What is the symbol of the BJP? That is the lotus. And Congress, what is the symbol of the Congress? You know very well about that. So this is the recognition by the election commission. Election commission also has a right to decriminalize any political party. Suppose if any party is found guilty, if any political party is found wrong, then the election commission has right to derecognize that political party. And the election commission also allows election symbols to the political parties, and those parties emerging for the first time. So then the election commission gives the election symbols to the political parties. Number 5, to resolve any disputes relating to elections. Election commission has the power to resolve the disputes, the crisis relating to elections. Number 5, the election commission has the responsibility of resolving any disputes that may arise regarding elections. Suppose if some party is there, political party is there, and it's raised the point, it's raised the complaint against any party or against any candidates. So the election commission has the power to resolve that crisis, to resolve that disputes relating that the election to accordingly to declare any candidates as disqualified or conduct re-election in a particular constituency is the responsibility of the election commission. Suppose if any candidate is disqualified, he is not eligible, and then to reconduct the election in a particular constituency, not only all over state or all over India. So in a particular constituency, that is the responsibility of the election commission to conduct the re-election if any candidate is disqualified. So the process of election. What is the process of election? Suppose first establishing of the constituencies. Constituencies must be there. That Umarkhed constituency is there. Umarkhed constituency is there. So such type of the constituencies are there. And finalizing the voter list, number 2. Number 3, nomination of candidates and scrutiny of their nomination forms. Number 4, election campaign. Number 5, actual voting. Number 6, counting of votes. Number 7, results of elections. And number 8, resolution of disputes regarding elections. So after elections, if any problem create, so regarding that election process, then so the election commission has the power to resolve the disputes that is regarding the elections. That is the last function of the election commission. Now another point is that restructuring of the constituency. Restructure of the constituency. The total number of members in Lok Sabha is 553. How are these members elected? Every member represents one constituency. It means there are 543 constituencies of the Lok Sabha. What is the total number of the members of the Lok Sabha? 543. 543 are members of the Lok Sabha. Then means obviously how many constituencies are there? Obviously there will be the 543 constituencies. So creating constituency is the responsibility of the delimation commission of the election commission. The delimation commission does not succumb to any pressure while restricting the constituencies. Suppose if any crisis is there, if any dilemma is there, then that is the power of the election commission to recreate to emerge a new constituency, and that is the power to the election commission. Next point is that what is the code of conduct? What is the code of conduct? To ensure free and fair election in India, the election commission has adopted several measures. The code of conduct is one of the measures adopted by the election commission. So that is a special power to the election commission. That is meant the code of conduct. So if the election commission wants to conduct the free and fair election, then there are some measures. There are some conditions, rules and regulations, and one of the most important rule conducted by the election commission, that is means code of conduct. In the last few decades, the election commission has used its power to control the malpractices during elections. Suppose someone party is there, it is in a ruling party, and while the election process, if the ruling party is doing something wrong, so then to ban the party, it is the power to the election commission. And to control the malpractices during the elections, that is the power to the election commission. Means against the rule. suppose someone party is there, it is acting, it is doing something wrong against the rule, then there is the power to the election commission to control that situation. The code of conduct explains the rules that are to be followed by the government, political parties and voters before election and during elections. Even the government cannot violate these rules due to the strict observance of the code of conduct in the last few elections, and the common voters have become competent. So the code of conduct is the most important measure which is conducted by the election commission, because it can control the malpractices, it can control the misuse of money, the political party, and also so there will be the free and fair election by the by the election commission, because that is the code of conduct. And even the government officers also cannot do something wrong, because while code of conduct is there during the election process for particular period, in that period no one officer can do against the law, against the rule. Means there is the power only of election commission. Whatever the government servant, whatever the government officer, he doesn't have any right, he doesn't have any power, and so all powers are reserved to the election commission. That is the code of conduct. Challenges in conducting free and fair elections. But it is not easy work for the election commission to conduct the free and fair elections. So these are the major challenges before the election commission. So if we take into account the size of our country and the number of voters, conducting elections becomes a truly challenging task. India is a big democratic nation, and how many members are there? 543 members are there in Lok Sabha. So it is not a joke to conduct the free and fair election, because that is why there is a big challenge before the election commission. It is a challenging task, because how many voters are there? Means India, what is the population of India? 1.30 billion population is there, and in such a country to conduct the election, it is not a joke. It is a challenging task before the election commission. The election commission has to work in accordance with the law when dealing with these challenges. Some of the challenges are mentioned below. So what are the challenges before the election commission? Because with the law, according to the Indian Constitution, the election commission has to conduct the election process, and so there are the big challenges. Number one, what are the challenges? Misuse of money takes place to a great extent during elections. The election commission has to take several measures to stop such a misuse of money. So what is the major challenge? Misuse of money. Suppose someone candidates belong to a rich family, so he can allot the money among the people, among the voters, and so he can contest the election, he can win, he can conquer the election. That can be misuse of money. So to stop this misuse of money, so that is a big challenge before the election commission. Many political parties give election tickets to the candidates with criminal background, and this results not only in criminalizations of politics, but the election commission also faces problems in ensuring that elections are conducted in a free environment. So many political parties are there, and someone member is there, he has the criminal background, and so to such a member who has the criminal background, so he can get the ticket from any one political party, and so political party can give him the tickets. So that is a big challenge, because it will not be the free and fair election, because he can harass the people, he can treat the people who has the criminal background. So that is a big challenge before the election commission. Another major challenge is violence during elections. The extent of violence has increased significantly during the elections. All political parties should help the election commission to control this violence. So violence that is the major challenge. So during the election, the violence can be created. The extent of violence has increased significantly during the elections, because some areas are there, some that states are there, means remote areas are there, and in such a remote areas, so the violence can be emerge, and that is why it is a big challenge before the election commission to conduct the free and fair election. Okay, so that is it for today, and let's see in the next video.